Good morning. How are y'all doing this morning? So glad you came by. This is Mema, and I've had my first cup of coffee. Have you? Oh, you've probably been up a long time already. I can't get this time changed in my mind. Spring forward and set your clocks up 1 hour. Well, let me tell you a story. I'm so glad you're here because one of the things that I love, and I love having, I know you don't care what I love, but anyway, here it is. I wear this watch. It's given to me on my birthday last year by my neighbor and friend, Barbara Ann. She's one of my BFFs. And so, on her birthday, she always buys one of these little watches from Walmart. They're like $8.99, $7.99, something like that. Well, for my birthday last year, she gave me this, and she says it lasts exactly a year. And I said, and I have to say, this morning I got up, and it's done. And it's lasts just about a year. My birthday's the end of March, 28th. So it almost made it to my birthday. She was so right. I'm going to call her this morning and tell her too. Not that I want her to buy me a watch. No, I can buy me a watch. But it's the fact that that's what she's been doing. She's 81 this year, 82 this year. Barbara Ann's her name. And I'm Barbara Ann. So we felt like we were kindred spirits, and really we are. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So now I don't have a watch. Now that I could set this one forward, but the one on the wall, I can't do it by myself. The one on the digital thing, I don't know how to work the digital thing to change the time. So that clock's wrong, and that clock's wrong, and this one don't work. So you know what we have to do? We have to go with our phones. Well, I don't carry my phone everywhere. So, needless to say, I'm going to have to go get me a little watch like this at Walmart. Because I'm lost without my watch. I wear it morning, noon, and night because I can just look there and say, oh, it's time for me to have lunch. Or, ooh, it's 3 o'clock coffee. I'm going to miss this, so I'm going to have to order me one. I'm probably have to end up ordering me one from Amazon, which costs a little more. And it'll probably take several days for me to get it, but I'm going to have to do that. Now, why do we have to know time? What is so important to us? I know what it is. I know what it is. You can tell me if you want, but I tell you what. If I didn't have time, that's funny. Do you have time to do that? Okay. When I get up in the morning and then at 9 o'clock, I do my medicine. At this month, I have my coffee, drink a glass of water. Oh, do you drink water? You need to drink water all the time. Older people have to drink water all the time. Yes, I know. I had to buy a diaper. I was drinking so much water. But I hollered for my mama to change my diaper, but she wouldn't come. Can you imagine being a little baby and your mama picking you up and holding you like this? Can you imagine that feel? Somebody holding you? It's been so long since somebody's held me. I think that would be nice. That's why I guess I love soft stuff around me, your blankets and I think that's why I like crocheting too. It's like, oh well. Where was I going with all of this? I don't really know if I was going with anything. Oh, here's the project I'm working on. Isn't that something? And that's one of those infinity granny squares. Yeah. I'm going to have a lot more of that tan color, so I think I'm going to go ahead and add a lot of tan and save just a little bit since I only have a little bit left to do the trim. I think it really takes 3 skeins for me to make a nice lap throw. Or you can fold it in half and use it as a shawl. But I'm on a kick right now. But I did get my kitty cat eyes in for my kitty cats. Did I tell you that yesterday? I don't know if I did or not. But I'm going to have to do this for a while because I want to. That's all there is to it. I want to do it. So I'm hoping y'all are up and feeling well. And I think what a wonderful day. We're still kicking. You know, it's just wonderful. Just have to think. I was watching a movie last night. I really wasn't watching it. Have you ever had where you watch a movie and you go, well, I'm losing track of it. I'm not concentrating on it. So should we continue to watch it or turn it off and turn it to somebody else's program, or do we listen to music instead, or an audiobook? I do love audiobooks. They weren't so darn expensive. But I do enjoy them. And sometimes I listen to that one over and over again. One with Colin Firth. I mean, and every time I listen to it, I like it better. Sometimes I want to say, Colin, you could stop right there and have some coffee with me. Or, oh yeah, you're English. Maybe a cup of tea. Oh, well. And let's see what else we can talk about today. Let's talk about when we were, when we were 20 years old. What were you doing when you were 20 years old? I was trying to think what I was doing when I was 20 years old. I think I was living in Seattle. I think that's the year I lived in 5 different states. Lived in Ohio, Kansas, Seattle, California, Texas, and Atlanta. And Ohio. Well, that's 7 states. No, let me start again. Ohio, Atlanta, California, Texas, Seattle, and Wichita. All in 1 year. Now, you may ask, how come I lived in 5 states in 1 year? Well, I'll tell you why. It was during the Vietnam War, and my husband repaired and built planes, and restored planes that were damaged overseas in the war in Vietnam. And we worked for different aircraft companies all over the country in that 1 year because there was such a demand, because he was a structural general. And so that didn't mean he's a general like this. No. That meant general structure mechanic, really, or something like that. But it sounds impressive. But no, he was not. He wasn't even in the service. Now, he was an Air Force brat, but he wasn't in the service. Maybe ROTC. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So they were in search for these mechanics and these structural generals. So he was constantly going from one company to the other because they were searching him out. Well, every time he took another job, he made more money, but we had to move. We worked for Lockheed. We built the C-5. First time I saw that was very impressive. And Learjet, and Aeronica, Beechcraft, and wait a minute. Connor, no! I'm sorry. Connor, stop! Stop! about that. I'll cut this. Anyway, that's how come we moved all over. The only thing I regret in all those moves, and I did love those cities. I mean, we just got up and moved, and we had a little U-Haul. And we didn't have much, but we loaded that U-Haul behind that golden Chevelle. We put a lot of miles on that little car. A lot of miles in that little car. But it was fun. It was really a lot of fun going from state to state. Of course, he was just working, and I had a baby to take care of. So I stayed in apartments most of the time, met the people in the neighborhood, and we only had one car. So, I just walked around wherever we lived, and met people. And it was nice, and my daughter was very, very young during that year. In fact, I think she was just walking. Something like that. Connor, will you be quiet? Connor. So anyway, that's my story. I don't think I have a funny story today, not even a funny joke. Except, okay, this is one I'll leave with you. Okay. When I was going through chemo many years ago, the car tie, cancer research, whatever it was. I don't remember what all it meant. But anyway, they took us in when we're going through chemo because we lost our hair and our eyebrows and our eyelashes. We looked like little babies or something. And they gave us, they had a room. You go in this room and this lady picks out a wig for you if you want one, or a hat, or whatever you want. And then they furnish all the makeup and they make you up, And all of a sudden you just look prettier than you've ever looked. And you have no hair and no eyebrows, but you're looking good, right? She put on false eyelashes. I was so sick I can remember. Oh, that chemo makes you so sick. Oh, you just want to die. But then you really don't want to die. So anyway, this girl was next to me. She was getting her wig put on. And she kept taking it off and turning it around, where the back was the front. And the lady kept saying, no, honey, no, honey. She says, this is the way it goes. And she says, well, it's too long in the front. So she just turned it around so the back was, if you can imagine, anyway. And the lady got so mad at that cosmetologist person, And she said, no, now this is the way I want to wear it, backwards. And the lady next on the other side of me said, boy, I'd hate to think I had to put false teeth in her mouth. She'd probably turn her around and say they're upside down. I don't know if that'll be true. But so, it wasn't quite as funny as her upset about keep turning it around. The cancer patient was the fact that she was so confused. And it was comical. And, she laughed about it too. Because she knew what she wanted. She wanted that girl to do what she wanted to do because that's the kind of lady she was. Yeah, another lady said, well, I'm glad I'm trying to put false teeth in that woman's mouth. She'll probably say it's upside down. So even though we were going through all of that, there were 12 of us, I think, that during the time that we were all going through chemo radiation. We called ourselves the bosom buddies. We didn't have no bosoms, but we were bosom buddies. Oh, out of that group, I'm the only one left. Yeah. The younger ones died. Really, the first ones to die were the young ones. Because I think they weren't looking for cancer in the young ones when they found it. Us older people, they found it because they were looking a little harder. But anyway, sorry about the phone and the interruptions this morning. I mean, nothing's really going on. It's just the way it is. Sounds like a soap opera, doesn't it? The way it is. Yep, that's what it is. Well, I won't keep you much longer because I'm really rattling and there's nothing to, except that I'm watching the cardinals outside. I got this little bird food and it's got bugs in it, mealyworms in it and fruit. And so I put a little bit out there for the bluebirds. But I only put a little bit at a time because the squirrel moves in. And those squirrels are fat little things. It's funny, I didn't mind them being fat when I was young because we used to eat squirrel, when I was young. Really young. And we'd skin them and eat them, and we were hoping they were fat. Well, I do believe if we had to eat squirrels here today, that they're chunky little things because all the neighbors are feeding birds, and the birds, not willingly, are sharing with the squirrels. But anyway, okay, now let's get back on track here. I'm wandering. You have a good day. Remember, you're special, and God has you in His hands. And I love in all the comments. I'm hoping I haven't missed any comments. And because I just love talking to y'all. I just don't feel alone. But it's funny how I start reading and I, start answering everybody. And then I'm thinking, they can't hear me. So why am I answering? And I said, well, no, I'm going to answer them anyway. Because if they're watching, they'll know I'm answering. Oh, well. Remember, God has you in His hands. And P.S. I got the book number 1, Hope in a Jar. It's a new series. Can't wait to get started on it. It's hard to read, crochet, and eat at the same time. But I'm willing to try. Y'all have a great day. Subscribe, share, and like if you would like. And that would help me out a lot. And stay in touch. I'm still going to be here talking, but I'm so glad you come by to see me. And continue on. Bye-bye.